While there has been a lot of negative talk about Joel Embiid, which we kind of addressed in the beginning, we're going to be talking about looking at the positives behind Embiid being on the USA team. So my question to you guys is, are there things the Sixers could pull from how Team USA is using Joel? I know the Sixers aren't a dream team, but you can definitely see how a three-man game between LeBron, Curry, and Embiid can translate to a PG, Maxey, Embiid kind of game. For example, off-ball screens allowing for wide-open threes for Curry. And with the FIBA rules resulting in less foul calling, do you think this will help Embiid play through more contact more often?
I think that aspect probably more than anything. What you said last was playing through more contact, and I think hopefully, and that's where I think the conditioning comes in, because I think you can eliminate or avoid a lot of that by playing more aggressive and getting position before you receive the basketball. I think in the NBA, the way it's set up, I know in the NBA, the way it's set up with the illegal defense, you don't necessarily have to fight for great position to get the ball and get the ISO, and people have to come help, when you can find guys. It's a little easier to locate guys because of the illegal defense. But I think in this, when you have a true zone, guys can just stay right there the whole time. That little feet of, the 2 or 3 feet of position helps. But I've always said that with Joel, the conditioning to continuously post up guys deep and continuously do that takes a different kind of conditioning that I don't think he's ever established. But hopefully he can gain that and then play through the contact and play with more physicality from that standpoint on a consistent basis. I think that would definitely help him. Playing with other guys, I'm not sure how much that'll help, because I think all the guys there are knowing coming in that they have to make sacrifices to their games. I'm not sure how much of a sacrifice Joel is going to have to make with Paul coming. I don't think that his sacrifice is going to be that steep as it is in the Olympics. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure how much that'll help him. I just think the one thing that can probably help him is extending his defense, because you may have to do it over there. He hasn't done it thus far in the scrimmages, but maybe he will have to going forward with some of these teams. But I guess the experience in all, playing with that talent he's playing with and being more of a role player, because they're all role players on that team, being more of a role player can help him maybe have a better understanding of his teammates and better understanding of how to work together with that. So I do think experience will help him. I'm just not really certain how outside the physicality and the conditioning.
I think experience will be so good for him. I do think, playing with a balanced roster where he doesn't need to do everything. Yeah, he's not going to scale back to the size that he's going to have to scale back here and when he goes to the Sixers. But he did mention, I think, a few weeks ago that he wants to not have to score 35 points a game for us to have to win. So I think he, getting used to not taking that big of a sacrifice, but knowing that it's not all on you with G coming and Max taking another step. I think that's good for him to get used to. I think it's great for him. Like we said, this looks like early season Joel. So technically, if he's playing now, early season Joel won't be early season Joel that we're used to. Maybe it'll be like mid-season Joel when he finally gets to the actual regular season after playing in this and in the actual Olympics. So maybe it'll be just a little different. Maybe it'll give him a little more eye of the tiger, just focused. Some guys have said in the past that playing on that team and sustaining that kind of success drives them to want to have that and attain that in the regular season in the NBA. Maybe it'll give him that. Maybe it'll give him that extra edge, and he'll already be in shape. He'll already be amongst the best, and a gold medal around it, in his neck. I love the off-ball screen stuff. Man, Curry, he was 6 for 6. He won 6 for 6. Those all didn't come from the Embiid screens, but I think 2 or 3 of them did. It was wide open. I mean, that play Nurse has got to be being like, all right, we need to do some of that with this. Because, yeah, I think LeBron having the ball, commanding the attention he does, PG in the NBA commands a lot of attention, giving the ball to a rolling Maxey with Embiid. All three of those guys command so much attention in their respective fields. I think you can do something similar to that, right? It's really exciting to see that. And the physicality is so huge because as much as I love Embiid getting 12 easy shots from the free throw line every game, it's not necessary. Like, just play through the contact. If you get fouled, you get fouled. But don't play for the foul, right? Like, play for the shot. Play for the basket. And then if you get fouled, you get fouled, right? So I think that's the biggest thing I'm seeing, and especially when they don't call it. It's obvious in some of those situations that you were blatantly just playing for the foul there. And he's used to it. He knows the system, right? So I like them to play a little bit through the contact. If he gets fouled, he gets fouled. Carry that over. Even if, you'll still get those calls in the NBA. Maybe some will be and ones. But maybe when you don't get fouled, you'll hit that bucket now instead of throwing your arms out and looking at the ref like, come on, don't worry about all that. Just keep your head in the game.
Yeah, I do love the fact that he's getting his conditioning in now, and hopefully we get mid-season Embiid at the beginning of the season. But also, too, yeah, I kind of what you talked about, that some players in the past have talked about when they being on this team, they could kind of like experience winning and being around that kind of atmosphere, and you kind of can bring that. He can take whatever he's learning from the older vets there and bring it back to Philly this season. So, yeah, hopefully you can bring some of that back, and hopefully they come away with a gold medal.
Because does every guy – is he the only person without a ring in the starting lineup? Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So, he realizes that in his head. If I know that, and I just put it together, he thinks about that. He knows that, right? He's the only guy in the starting five without a ring. So, they've all sustained greatness. I think everyone now at Tatum, everyone on there's got multiple rings actually on the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Well, who do you have in the starting lineup? Because they've changed it a couple of times.
The last one, I'm talking about the Serbia one. So Drew has 2 rings. Curry has multiple rings. LeBron has multiple rings. Tatum has 1 ring. So yeah, he's the only person without the 1 ring.
Yeah.
Who they had before that was who was starting in the other game? I don't remember.
Who started where?
In the previous game.
Booker started the first one.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he has never.
And then Edwards started with Tatum.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
When Drew didn't start. So it was Tatum. And then Tatum didn't start the game 1.
Okay.
It was Drew and Booker, Steph, LeBron, and Joel. And then the next game, it was Steph, Tatum, Edwards, LeBron, and Joel. And then after that, it was Steph, Drew, Tatum, LeBron, and Joel. So Joel, LeBron, and Steph have started every game. That should tell you something.
Yeah. And he said that's not going to change.
But that's how they envision them being most impactful, especially with Joel. It's like that's what I'm saying. That's why when people say AD needs to start, I'm like, well, it's working for AD. Why would we change it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And the fact that Kerrs have come out and said that LeBron, Curry, and Embiid are going to be maintaining in the starting lineup. So, I mean, he obviously likes those 3 being together.